Hello again, everybody. Red of Half Century Collecting Sports Cards with part 2 of our 1973 Topps set review. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone. Thanks to all our veterans. In high school baseball here in Minnesota is the end of our regular season. We've got playoffs starting on Tuesday, so an exciting time for the boys. We have gone through the American League in this 73 set and looking there at what a pack looked like the first year that I purchased packs at the grocery store. We are now in the National League. Cincinnati Reds were the National League champs. And a couple of awesome cards right off the bat. That Johnny Bench 73, one of the coolest cards. Got another Hall of Famer right after him. And then another Hall of Famer. The Reds lineup was loaded. Dave Concepcion, quite a player. We got Pete Rose, Cesar Geronimo, and Bobby Tolan in the outfield. Hall of Fame manager. You got Ted Kluszewski here as one of the coaches. And here's their starting pitchers. Pretty good group, not as good as the hitters. Decent bullpen. And the reserves, George Foster, later would be a 50 homer guy. Don Gullett had a pretty good career. Tommy Hall, quite a strikeout pitcher. Hal McRae, good years with the Royals coming. Second place team, Houston Astros. Lee May, they've got a really good outfield here with Bob Watson, Cesar Cedeno, and Jimmy Wynn. Got the last card, I believe that is, of Leo DeRocher as a manager. And their pitching staff, which was pretty good. We got some cool sideways cards here. Ken Forsch and Tommy Agee. And another one there, Tom Griffin. The Dodgers come in third. Pretty good lineup. Cool Willie Davis card with, I think that's Tim McCarver. The catcher, Hall of Fame manager, and Walt Alston. Lasorda, one of the coaches. Al Downing, Don Sutton, Claude Osteen, and Tommy John before his surgery. Andy Messersmith, good starting staff. Billy Buckner coming off the bench. Steve Garvey off the bench. Got the 73 card of Hank Aaron, who's now moved to first base. It's a nice card. I remember collecting that because it was card number 100, which was in the first series. These cards were the last that were in series. The ones that I know, there's a Hall of Fame player, but as a manager, and Eddie Matthews. But Bill Necro. But the cards that I got mostly in the grocery stores, I think were all series 1s and 2s. Like Cleon Jones sliding into the plate. And there were a couple of good players like Rod Carew, Lou Brock that I was looking for, not able to find. I think I finally traded with a friend for him the next year. A couple of cool sideways in action cards because they were in series 3. There were 5 series. I got Willie Stargell and Bobby Bonds there. That's a pretty cool card. I think Bonds might have got picked off first. But series 1 and 2 were loaded series. A lot of the good players, and those were the ones that I was lucky enough to get at the time. There's 2 Hall of Famers, Johnny Bench and Willie McCovey on the McCovey card. And before the Savannah Bananas, wearing yellow, was the San Diego Padres. Pretty cool card there of Dave Roberts, who was right out of college. And the future Blue Jay manager there, Cito Gaston. We got Don Zimmer, Little 5'8" pitcher and Freddie Norman. That's kind of a cool card. Pat Corrales. That's Cleon Jones again sliding into the plate. He got on a few catcher cards. I don't know if Corrales is hurt there, but it looks like he's still got the ball, so hopefully he got the out. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are the NL East champs. A cool card of Willie Stargell. Dave Castianelli, Richie Hebner. A good outfield there. Vic Davalillo, Al Oliver. And the last card that I just love, that 73 card, kind of a silhouette, almost looking card. Jerry Grody catching, of Clemente at the plate. Got Bill Mazeroski there, one of the coaches. Starting staff, including Doc Ellis. Bruce Keeson, good bullpen. Some Pirate reserves. Bob Robertson was a big slugger. Rennie Stennett became a good player, had a 7-hit game later in his career. Chicago Cubs. A couple Hall of Famers there. Jose Cardinal, Rick Monday. Ernie Banks, one of the coaches. Might be his last card. Fergie Jenkins. Rick Russell, Dave LaRoche, who threw the Lalab. Barry Gura had a pretty good career with the Royals later. Baton, and Bob Locker, and I'm trying to figure out who that is batting, because I think that's a twin. I don't know if it's Bobby Darwin, but we gotta let's mark this here with the pack, because he is the same guy on as one of the Oakland A's. There it is. Vita Blue, same batter. But Bobby Darwin, I don't think would have choked up that much, and I think he was a little bigger guy, so I'm not sure who that is. But he made 2 cards as a batter, kind of like Cleon Jones, sliding in to the plate on 2 different catcher cards. Jim Fregosi, is that Johnny Bench? Is that a Reds? Hard to tell. We got Willie Mays on his last regular card. There's Cleon Jones's actual card. Yogi Berra. And that top pitching staff. Good pen. They actually won the NL East in that 73 season, and we're barely over 500. And then we've got the St. Louis Cardinals, Hall of Fame catcher, Hall of Fame announcer, who was a really good catcher, Tim Carver. Joe Torre, Lou Brock, Jose Cruz. Bernie Carbo had a pretty good career. World Series with the Red Sox. And then we got Red Shandies, Bob Gibson. The Mad Hungarian, Al Roboski was quite a reliever. Diego Siggy. And then we've got the Montreal Expos. The guy who got hit by all those pitches, Ron Hunt. Ken Singleton had a good career. Kind of a cool card, a Boots Day. And then Gene Mauch, and you can see one of his coaches there, Larry Doby. Mike Torres, early in his career. Follow through on Jose Boy. Mike Marshall. And then we get the Phillies, who only won 59 games that year. Got a young Larry Boa, young Greg Luzinski. A little older, Cesar Tovar. Pretty cool card of Willie Montañez. And then Steve Carlton. Won 27 games that 72 season. So 72 was the season that Phillies won 59 games, and they were gradually getting better. We got Ken Brett, older brother of George. And the last two players. And then they got these boyhood photos cards. I think the Jim Palmer is kind of interesting. That's probably in the 1950s. Even in a pool, he's got his hair perfectly combed as a young kid. He became kind of a model player. I think he modeled underwear. Got Bobby Mercer, Sam McDowell, Gaylord Perry, Catfish Hunter with his dogs, Chris Spire. And then we got the rookie cards. So I'll turn it sideways for those. Doug Rao had a little career. Kenny Reitz. Tom Paciorek, Gary Matthews, good players. Son was a good player. Enos Cabell. Jesse Jefferson, not too bad a reliever. Steve Busby, Doc Medich. Davey Lopes, Orville Blanks, had a little career. We got Charlie Huff with the knuckleball. Rich Coggins, Jim Wolford, Richie Zisk. Pitch at risk to Richie Zisk. Had a good career. I think that's the same Bob Reynolds that was on the 3 Reynolds rookie cards in 71. Bob Boone, real good career. 3-generation player. Mike Ivey. And all 3 of these ended up pretty good. Al Bunbury, Dwight Evans, and Charlie Spikes. And I think Dwight Evans still got a decent shot to get in the Hall of Fame. Probably the second in this blank spot here is the one that I've got graded with Mike Schmidt. It's actually Ron Say's second card. That's Schmidt. And I think my set probably averages similar to this in that 7 range from 73. So these are cards I didn't buy in 73. The cards that I bought in 73 I showed in the last video, and finish out with the all exciting checklist cards. But the cards that I originally bought are pretty rough, but that's okay. That's how I learned to love cards, played with them all the time, and ended up getting these cards later, like probably 20-25 years ago when I finished this set. But set that I really like, a lot of sentimental value, the 1973. So thanks for watching. Hopefully see you again here in the next few days to a week. Thanks.